everybody, this is Gretchen the Green Lady, and today I have a special guest on the show, my brother Kevin.
Hi everybody, I am Kevin.
So anyway, Kevin is an amazing gardener. I tend to be a little better at my flower gardens, but Kevin is so good at vegetable gardens, and we're just going to ask him a myriad of questions. So Kevin, you started telling us about you don't use fertilizer. He doesn't use fertilizer. I want to hear this because that may be some of the issues I'm having with my produce in my vegetable garden. So tell me why you don't and what you suggested earlier. This would be good.
Typical commercial fertilizer that you purchase is the salts of the compounds that we're trying to produce.
Okay.
And the idea, if I was to take it way back in history, when the Romans would defeat a country, they would come in and pour salt on all the fields, and it would stop them from growing. That way they conquered the people.
Right.
And so that's been going on in general agriculture.
But now you're talking salts, Kevin. So educate our gardeners. I mean, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are nutrients.
Yes, they are, but in the form that they are, ammonium salts, and compounds such as that, while they are readily available, they do add a salt form to your soil.
Okay.
And you can only take so much of that in your soil.
Right. Excessive fertilizing can cause that.
Sure. So what we want to do is provide sources that the plant can uptake that will also increase soil activity of all these microbes and biologicals that we have in the soil, because they really will grow much better. They'll be much more abundant, much more fruitful, and without the side effect of these salts that are killing soil organisms.
So many times as a gardener we may fall into the category where we think, gosh, my plant doesn't look good, let me give it more fertilizer, and that's can be the disadvantage. So that's why I'm very interested in what he's telling us.
And more isn't necessarily better.
Right.
What you want is soil that's alive. And in that small area of that plant can reach, there's all manner of nutrients that we want to have available for the plant.
And one of the ways is, of course, compost, our kitchen scraps and our leaf compost, and perhaps peat moss, but you also mentioned a product earlier that could be used in the same manner.
Yes, it's both biologicals and it will be forms that are not salts that you can put in with that.
And it was the foliar spray, correct?
Yes, yep. And the foliar spray, or the foliar spray, can also be applied to the base of the plant if you want to give it some fertilizer, but you can spray it on the leaves and that will soak directly into the plant.
Oh, see, that is such valuable information, because every little tip, of course you want your vegetable gardens to be as beautiful as your flower gardens, and my veggie gardens didn't get quite as much attention as my flower gardens, and it shows. But I love the tricks, and I love to produce my own cucumbers and tomatoes and peppers, and so these little tricks are valuable for even the beginning gardener. Simple things for you to learn, and who better to get this information from than somebody who has lots of experience with it.
You'll find that it's more work to build up the life in your soil.
Yes.
But it's much more rewarding.
Right. The better results come from taking a little bit of time in the beginning.
Sure. And I continue to add every year, layer upon layer, and I'm finding that I have better water holding capacity in my soil.
Oh, right.
My soil is lighter. I find that it's easier for me to pull weeds because the ground's not so tight anymore, because now I have a soil that's friendly to worms. And the worms are aerating my soil. The worms are digesting my soil. The worms are providing all manner of nutrients in with that soil that's coming through their system to help and to be bioavailable to your plants.
Right. And our goal is to have organic methods and measures so that we can stay away from harmful chemicals and or fertilizers that aren't as good as if we can get them into the plant, and as Kevin has continued to say, a living soil that is better and better for producing crops.
When we have that type of soil, in our gardens, you'll find that the whole carbon issue is not an issue anymore, because the carbon retention ability of that soil is increased 10, 20, 30 fold. And so we don't have the carbon release issues every time we stir up that soil, every time we add something, and it can't hold that anymore. We're actually holding nutrients for those plants so that they'll grow that much better.
Brother and his wife make these wonderful organic products, and I spoke about them last year, but I really want to bring them up again because we still have lots of warm weather and we still have lots of insects that we have to deal with. So they make several amazing products. You really can't mess with insects. One is called their Bug Off Lotion. It works so well. I have stood over my rain barrels that could be full of mosquitoes, and I just put this on, and as temperature warms this, it applies really well. This right here is what a gardener needs, because you can put this on and it will last all day.
Yes.
Kevin, did you want to add anything else to the lotion?
This is actually, it's more like a paste.
It is. It's very thick, but...
And when you look at this, you say, wow, that's really hard and heavy, but when you put it on, it stays in place.
Yes.
And
if you even leave it sit in the sun, sometimes I leave it sit in the sun a little bit before I apply it, and then it's just like butter.
Also, as with all of our bug sprays, because these are natural, these are the essential oils that we mix together.
Yes.
They smell so nice.
Oh, it's not like anything you'll ever apply to keep insects off, and it's safe. Goodness, it's safe. They also make another product that's really great. It's just like a bug off, but it's more for if you're sitting having a nice evening out on your deck and you have company. This is too heavy for that. This is not heavy enough if you're working in your garden, because if you perspire, then it just tends to dilute, but it's perfect for company, and it's perfect for your deck.
This is also very good for kids.
Yes,
and
very safe.
I say that because they're running around, they're active, and it's very convenient. You can spray this, and if you get some on their clothes or you get some on their hair,
Right.
It's fine. Of course, for young children, you want to cover their eyes and spray this. And I want to paint a picture so that you don't forget this. This spray works very well, but you need to apply it correctly. You want to give this nice swath across there and take time and rub it in. Put it on the back of your arm and do this. The picture I want you to have in your mind of what not to do is the picture of this young mother chasing her child with the wind blowing back in her face, running after the child, going, hoping she'll get some on.
It's like putting on sunscreen at the beach with the wind going 30, 40 miles an hour. Not a good idea.
But it works very well. It's very convenient. And then...
But now, can I finish something with this? As with even store brand products, there are times when you need to reapply depending on your body temperature, depending on if you're perspiring. So it's not unusual to reapply even a store brand, and you may need to do this sometime, but it's still good. And finally,
this is Gretchen's favorite.
I don't know. It's between this and the lotion now, but this is so good. Their soap. Now you have to see my bar. This is a nice, pretty one. This is my bar. And I just get a little bit damp and I just rub it on me. It's quick, it's fast, it smells wonderful. You don't smell like you have DEET on you, which is not good for you at all. This works so good. And I'm in my gardens and in my yard every single day that I'm able to be in. I had a woman send these products to her son in Cuba because the insects were pretty serious there. So I just wanted to share these products with you. I will leave their information on our this video and also on my website, but it's called, tell us the name,
Eileen's Natural Soap, and there's both the Bug Off Spray, lotion, and soap.
Yes, and Bug Off soap. This isn't just any soap, but soap. So I really wanted to bring that to your attention because my brother and his wife make these, and they're wonderful, wonderful products, and they do have many more products, so you'll have to visit their website with that.
Thanks, Gretch.
Yeah, no problem, bro. What's not to love about that? Good information. Thanks, Kev.
Happy gardening.
So I'll say, hey everybody, this is Gretchen the Green Lady, and I have a special guest here today, my brother Kevin. My
Hi, guys.
brother Kevin, I need to make sure I get you when I... All right.